Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's AMA. We have Phoenix Blockchain with us. We're going to be going in a nice in-depth detail overview of their projects. We got three awesome team members with us today. We got Spazatron, Michael, and Hyperion. So they're going to be joining us and walking us through their project elements, where it's been from its point of existence and to where it lies today and where it's going moving forward. So we're super excited to have everyone here. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on this Friday, whether it be morning, afternoon, or evening for you. Thanks for coming out. All right, so quickly to get started, I'll start by introducing myself. My name is William. I'm based out of California. I've been in crypto for the last year or two. I'm here in Tayarra as a community manager, and I'm here often hosting these AMA segments as well to introduce further projects into the ecosystem fold of the hub that we have ongoing. So super happy to have you guys here today. Super happy to be here myself. Moving forward, I want to pass the mic over to you guys so you guys can introduce yourselves, your kind of time in the project or in the crypto space, how you guys all got together, how the project was formed, how long you've been working together, and those type of details. So if you guys want to start, I'll just hand it over to you guys and we'll segue into that.
Yeah, I'll actually start since I'm the only one on camera anyway. So doxed. Um, so I'm Hyperion. I've been in the crypto space since probably late 2017. Started out as just kind of piqued my interest into the mining scene with Ravencoin. That was like the big thing that for me at the time. Like I loved the whole idea of Ravencoin, Bitcoin 2.0 kind of idea. Um, and I was really a part of that community for a long time. Still am. I still actively go and see how they're doing and everything, but I was way more into it in the very beginning, right? And then as I kept going in the years with crypto, I branched out into other projects. I met some people that are very interesting. Rob is one of them. He's watching. He's always watching. Him and I hooked up in GRT. That was one of the tokens we'll talk about. So he released that. I was a part of a group that was part of that ecosystem, and we just kept branching out into what is Phoenix now. It went from, Ravencoin to connections to why not our own blockchain, right? Like we can accomplish so much more if we had something that we can work on together. So that's me, Hyperion. Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Awesome.
I'm Spazatron McGee. I've been in crypto for just over a year, and I helped put together Crypto Phoenix, which is the other governance token for the Phoenix blockchain. And so that we're right about to hit our 1 year anniversary for Crypto Phoenix. And like Hyperion said, I'm really excited about what we can do through Phoenix blockchain, everything from NFT gaming to different uses for staking and the DEX. And we've got tons of cool artists and projects that are working with us to really help this thing take off. And Hyperion and I and a couple others host a weekly podcast on our main Telegram channel that we just go over updates and have guests on and just have a good time.
Perfect. That's awesome, guys. Love to see the involvement. Love to see the enthusiasm towards the project and the constant progression in the space. I can agree definitely. The connections you make early on, and the kind of projects that you get excited with, and then those people that kind of you build your relationship upon in the crypto space really can come together in some really awesome projects in this world. So excited to see you. Excited to have you both here, so you can explain a little bit more about both facets of how it came together into one entity that is the Phoenix blockchain. So I know we have Michael here as well. Did Michael want to give a brief introduction as well, or is he more sitting sidelines for the moment?
I'll get up, man. I'd love to run my mouth. Give me the
Hey,
opportunity.
perfect. I'll pass it over to you.
Awesome. So I appreciate you letting me be here, man. I'm Michael. I'm from a project called Cobalt Lend. We have Metaverse in Paradox Realm. We also have C5 Consulting. But what brings us here today is I've joined the Phoenix team. And these guys are doing phenomenal things, man. I mean, just, God, we're going to get into an AMA here. We're going to talk all about it. But just short introduction, crypto consultant, been in this game for about 5-6 years now, build lots of projects. And now I get to come over here and hang out with the Phoenix guys and watch them change the world. So that's me in a nutshell there, guys.
Love that, brother, man. It's always good to have solid people on your advisory board, on your team, helping out, feed new ideas and initiatives into the project and make sure it's as seamless as possible. So that's super exciting. All right. So that's a nice introduction into our guests for today. Thank you, everyone, for providing us with that. I'm sure everyone who's listening is very happy, especially with the amount of years of experience in the space that your team provides, it seems, or at least your core members. So with that, I kind of want to segue into more of the host segmented questions that I have prepared ahead of time. So these will be questions related towards the tokens found in your project, the features found in your project, and kind of how all these things work together in culmination for your ideal goals and ideas for your project. So if y'all are ready, which I'm sure you are, that's why you're here, we'll head off into that. So, perfect. So we have three of your team members here today with us in voice chat, but I noticed that at the start of your white paper that you guys kind of mentioned that you have 50 members overall on board within your project. Could you expand more upon that and like what the inspiration is behind the Crypto Phoenix or the Phoenix blockchain and how these teams maybe came about from these other projects?
So as I mentioned a little bit earlier, just kind of the connections that we've created over the years. But more importantly, this is going to kind of tie in the GRT side, and then I'm sure Spaz can go over the Crypto Phoenix side. But GRT being a golden ratio token, the original idea when we created it was let's create a community token that is led by project leads and how we can branch out and create something from no value in that golden ratio number. So golden ratio has we use the 1.6180 as our supply, being 16,180. That was how we launched that on Ethereum. And we were looking for only project leads and community members that could help bring the value up from nothing. So basically that idea kind of kept growing. And as we got more collaborators, we kind of got hit by the Ethereum fees, which really wrecked us. As you know, Ethereum, at the time and still kind of is a little bit prohibitive because of that. So the idea was there, but we just couldn't get what we wanted out of it. And we eventually met with Crypto Phoenix, their team, and then we said, well, wait a second, why don't we make a blockchain for ourselves? It's still an EVM, Ethereum Virtual Machine, so it's based off of Ethereum, but it's a static one GUI gas. So you're always going to have the tiny, tiny fractional transactions. That's going to allow for so much more growth. And then we onboard our tokens onto our own chain. We bring the faithful community that we've known, these people that we've created connections with. I know it says 50, but really our initiative has more like 90, 100 people that are constantly partnerships and constantly growing in the ecosystem. So bring them into a blockchain that we built together and keep the fees tiny so that they can build and develop on that blockchain and again create value out of nothing. So that's if that answers the question, I think.
Yeah, no, that definitely does provide proper insight into the team and kind of how y'all.
No,
Like you said, when you have two big projects coming in.
I thought you rugged for a second. I lost you for 2 seconds.
Oh no! See, I gotta. My notifications are still going, so I gotta actually turn those off. I think every time I get a random, it's an alarm for the AMA. There we go. There we go. We good? We good? Oh, cool. All right. So, as I was saying, yeah, I think that pretty much explains how the two teams were able to kind of combine their employee bases and keep these projects going throughout the combination of the two projects. So I
Yeah,
kind of
so
want to just kind of. Sorry, what was that?
sorry, I just wanted to say it's not only those two token teams. We have a bunch of other influencers that we will not originally tap in that sense, but eventually we'll have to tap them for a certain thing that we're working on. So we have
Got
a
you.
lot,
No,
yeah, in
perfect. A
the
lot under
ecosystem.
wraps and a lot behind the
Mm-hmm.
scenes. So I love to hear that. So I kind of want to just. I know that you have the golden ratio token, the GRT token, and then you had the Crypto Phoenix token itself. And these two tokens don't necessarily play. I want to make sure I have this correctly, just from my personal reading of the white paper. These two tokens don't necessarily play effect directly into the Phoenix blockchain itself, but they more so serve as the governance tokens for the community that decides upon how the blockchain interacts itself and like the decisions and the next steps taken for the project. Is that correct?
Yeah, so
Yes,
it's
that's
not,
100% correct. Oh, sorry. Go
and it's not
ahead.
complete. I was just gonna say it's um, not completely overarching governance where they're not going to decide all
Yes, yes.
things. We still haven't tacked down exactly where they go, but we do have big plans for them as well. So
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, you
constant
gotta,
community involvement.
keep control and steer the ship a little bit. I mean, as much as we love being DeFi, you need someone semi accountable or semi in charge with those finer
Yes,
details.
and that's exactly
100%.
why I'm sure. I don't know if we'll get to this, but that's exactly why we've actually filed for foundation. So we have an office in the Netherlands, and we filed for a foundation under that office. So we actually will have a foundation overseeing the blockchain. So it's not just a random project. We're actually working on the legality aspect of it too, because
Yeah, yeah, that's
we have huge plans for this. Like,
perfect. Perfect. Love to hear that. You need to be looking ahead as much as it's important to be monitoring the present. So love that. So cool. That kind of I think that for the most part surmises the golden ratio token and the crypto phoenix token as an element for the most part, since I don't think their utility ties too much into the features. If it does, stop me now and let me know how. You can let me know how maybe the CPHX token and how the GRT token work within maybe some of the features that you have implemented. But for the most part, I believe they're just governance for those holders.
Spaz, can you go a little over CPHX?
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
there's
of
an
course.
awesome burn. I know there's an awesome burn feature mentioned within that project, and it talks about the first commutility token. So I was just kind of curious about maybe a little bit more about that token itself. Yeah.
Sure. Well, so that, I mean, commutility is the way that we just as our little catchphrase here. For example, one of the one of the exchanges that were on ZegX, they were having difficulty monitoring their Telegram, right? So we have some of our guys helping them do that. They've listed us. They help promote us. An exchange that we're going to be coming to shortly, Sexy Swap, is powered by Starship. I write some of the sci-fi fiction for Starship for their lore. It's
Awesome.
building based on like mutual aid, mutual assistance, right? Instead of just, I'll give you $1,000 to post a tweet. We're not about that here. We're about helping each other by banding together.
That's how it should be. It should be a community effort, a collaborative effort to get everyone to where they want to be, to see the space continually expand upon. No, that's awesome. So thank you for that. Okay, so I think we can leave past any GRT or CPHX tokens questions that I had because y'all covered that very nicely. So the Phoenix token. So you obviously have the native token for your blockchain, and that's Phoenix itself, correct?
Yes, Phoenix is going to be the actual native coin that is on our blockchain. That's the one that you'll find on CoinMarketCap. That's the one you'll find on CoinGecko. And you can trade that on ZegX and ResPhoenix and Easy Finance. But yes, sorry,
Okay, so there
long-winded
are
answer.
no, that's perfect. That's perfect because my next kind of question was related to Sega because I noticed that was your main buying link upon your website. So for your other partners, does that mean Sega has the bigger partnership, the majority of the supply, the biggest volume? Is that kind of why you felt you traffic people more towards their
Yeah,
trading site?
it is a centralized exchange, but it really it has a lot of it doesn't have KYC. I believe they're doing KYC in a bit in September, I believe, but currently it's just an open platform versus if you go to ResPhoenix, that's a little bit more of a super centralized, and the fees
Awesome.
are a lot higher to withdraw, and they're in
Got it.
Ethereum. They're an Ethereum based exchange, so they take Ethereum fee. Kind of hurts.
Got it. Got it. So it's a
Yeah.
little bit more convenient for the investors themselves, more so than
hmm
anything. Perfect.
Yeah,
Love that.
and also there's more pairs on ZegX. We have Bitcoin pair on there. We have USDT, USDC. I think there's a ZegX, which is their native token, their pair as well. There's a couple other ones like EFT, which is Easy Finance token. Links back to the Easy Finance exchange because we have a partnership with them as well. So
Oh, cool. There you go.
yeah.
It all interworks nicely, it seems. So that's good to have. Do you guys plan on like offering types of pairings or not pairings, but versions of your token on different other EVM compatible blockchains?
So yes. Um, I don't know how. Oh, can we have Fluffy come up? He wants to
Oh
talk
yeah,
about
sorry.
this
Yeah, I
because
see. I see what you're
I'm
saying.
not sure where. Let him maybe give up the info. I don't know if I can.
Fluffy, you're unmuted. So and there you go. You're on the video too. Perfect. There you go, brother. Sorry about that. Didn't see your hand raised. Your mic might be down, or is that just me?
Can you hear me now?
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
There we go. Go ahead, continue on, Hyperion. I'll jump in whenever.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
do you want to? I don't know. He asked if we're going to be on other chains. I don't know if I can.
Yeah, I'm working on bridging the Phoenix native token over to Binance or BSC. So it leaves another option to another low fee option to exchange, like BNB for Phoenix, and then the bridge will allow you to take that Phoenix from the BNB side and move it over to Phoenix if you wanted to, but it would be wrapped Phoenix. You could unwrap it on our network as soon as our DEX is completed.
Perfect. Yeah, so that's awesome. I know a lot of people or investors like to look out for other projects branching onto other EVM compatible chains, just because it kind of brings maybe more awareness to the token, just like any sex listing does. But for the most part, it's important to build and focus on your own product in your own chain. I completely understand that. I think BNB is a good first choice for additions to add. If anything, I think maybe another second good choice would be like a Polygon chain, another low transaction fee thing. But I'm sure you guys have that all in your plans in the future moving ahead. That's for
Yeah,
y'all to unveil.
Crow is my second option.
Yep, Crow's been moving through this space.
Yeah, our airdrop bot is taking fire in a lot of their communities, so they're already all about Phoenix at the moment. So we'll give them an option too to bridge over.
Perfect. Yeah. And I saw you guys had mentioned in one of our private chats about the airdrop bot as well. I'll make sure to talk to our CEO about that as well, so we can see about that. It seems like a pretty awesome expansion that you guys have for your kind of community to grow your flag and your holder base. So that's awesome to see. I'm excited to hear more about that in private talks. So I think from there, that covered my SegX question that I really had. And expanding of the availability. So I kind of want to talk about now. Oh yeah, continue, please.
Just wanted to say, because ZagX and these other exchanges like Easy Finance and ResPhoenix, that those are CEX offerings.
I do the same thing. Every
It's
single
like
time.
I don't CEX, right? But we are like on, like, I don't know, maybe within the next day or so you might see our decks come out, or maybe next week, because we're right there. We're right there.
Speaking of Hyperion, you like my new banner?
I love your banner. That, by the way, I'm sure we'll cover this, but FireSwap being our decks, so that is coming out very soon.
That just arrived in the mail. It was a surprise from one of our community members yesterday.
Hey,
it's awesome.
Can I get one? I got a skeleton right now.
I'm loving the excitement.
I'll
guys.
talk to him.
You guys are killing it. It seems we caught you at a great time, at a great point in your guys' project. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about your roadmap and where you guys are a little bit further. I've got a couple other questions I want to get to first. But it's super exciting to see. Excited to talk more about the FireSwap as well. So actually, my bad. That kind of brings me to where I'm at in this interview question. And so this is when I was going through your website, and there's a bunch of features and options that you guys are going to be either implementing or already implemented within the project. So you have your Phoenix Explorer, which is obviously like your blockchain explorer for your Phoenix token, so people can follow the transactions and such things. I assume the FireSwap, which is the exchange, or the which is what you're just talking about. Yes, the exchange. So that's your DEX. My apologies. So that's going to be super exciting for the in-house, and then your FireC and your FireSwag. Could you kind of give us an explanation about the Explorer, the Swap, the C, the Swag, and you can take it at your own pace, because I know that's a 4-part question in essence.
Yeah, I'd like to actually first talk about the FireC. So FireC is our NFT marketplace. And what we're trying to accomplish there's a lot of stuff. I'm sure Mike was going to want to chime in about the IPFS, because that's probably the most exciting part about everything. So FireC is going to be our NFT marketplace, where we're going to have something called an easy mint function. So if you're an artist, a musician, any kind of content creator, and you want your stuff immortalized on the blockchain, you'd like to sell your NFTs, there's going to be a function within the marketplace that allows you to literally put everything in, like details, how many pieces, is this unique, etc. You deploy it from the marketplace and you skip the dev part. You don't even need to know coding to do that. That's what we're working on with FireSea, and that's the most exciting part about FireSea for me. And I'm sure for more of a technical mind, we will have our own IPFS. Actually, we do, but we're integrating the two together before FireSea can completely be launched. So we will have, instead of having to use a secondary IPFS like Pinata, we will have an in-house IPFS where your images and your deployments are actually going to be hand in hand with the blockchain. Fluffy is coming back. I think we lost him again.
Oh yeah, gotcha. Can you explain what a IFPS, just for the users listening who might not know, real quick?
Yeah, IPFS is going to be interplanetary file system. It's where the files reside, and then the blockchain pulls from it, like in that sense. If you'd like to put in any more technical details, Fluffy or Mike, please, by all means. But that's the simplest explanation that I could come up with for that. So yeah, FireSea, that's my most exciting thing. It's going to be an NFT marketplace where it's going to be easy mint, so the average user can just go, okay, well, this is mine. There's going to be a watermark feature showing this is a real piece from this artist kind of thing. And if you try to duplicate it, your watermark is going to spill over, and we're going to know it's a fake kind of thing. So it's very exciting.
So and that watermark kind of like dissipates sorry, if they were to view the NFT from another marketplace, would it still show the watermark as well, even if they're the owner, or is the kind of watermark only for the secondhand viewer?
The watermark will be on the IPFS level. The only way you'll have full access without the watermark is by ownership, or being granted to buy ownership. So it's no way it can be stolen. Yeah,
that's awesome. That's perfect to hear. I'm sure. I know. Sometimes we have a lot of novices in this space listening, but for anyone listening, that's super key and paramount in the NFT space, especially for people who don't necessarily understand that NFTs are tied with utility and not always just a JPEG in the internet space. So to have that utility protected with that watermark, and to make sure that they can't be mass produced and just sold secondhand in these other fake collections that often happen with other projects out there. That's awesome. So it's good to see that little security measure implemented. I'm sure you got a lot more other measures as well.
Yeah, there's measures for the network security. I think I can touch on that a little bit since we're talking about just the general ecosystem. So our network is run by nodes. We have a little over 320, I think we're at 325 nodes, but they not only help secure the network, but they also help with transactions. And that's what you'll see on our Explorer. You'll see mining. So in order to actually get mining fees, you have to become a node holder. And to be a node holder, you rent a data center space. So you would rent out as I call them, pizza boxes. You would rent out, yeah, they're actual, So you would rent out a server from a data center, and you have to hit certain parameters. If anyone is interested, let me know. But so you rent out from a data center. We are able to use that space as a cluster for the IPFS, meaning that it all acts as one unit. So give or take 500 terabytes, I think, right now in our IPFS, growing every day. I think it might be 600. So anywho, when you rent the data center server, you become a node, and that's how you get rewarded with mining.
Awesome.
So
the more people that kind of add to this feature and stuff like that as well, that it helps improve the overall functionality as well with the addition of the nodes, right?
Yep, and more security, because then you have to, just a background, because I know nobody likes to talk about this, but you would have to then persuade 51% of all those nodes that this is the actual current thing that is supposed to be happening. So transaction split kind of thing. So that's the node side. We talked about FireSea nodes, which is the security of the blockchain. FireSwap is going to be our DEX, that's the thing that we're almost released on. Very close now. RXB is our main developer on that. But we have been testing it, and we have a couple things to work on, and it's going to be released hopefully in the next week. So our own decks, our own, yeah, it's awesome, because then we'll have more tokens coming on. Then we'll be able to deploy our own governance tokens and just keep going from there, provide liquidity, and
yes.
it's gonna be exciting.
And when you approach these other projects, are you approaching projects that are already in existence so they kind of merge over to your chain, or are you approaching projects who are going to be launching within your space, or is it a mesh of both?
It's it's a mesh of both. We actually had
reached out to us on the other,
right,
more so than we reached out to them.
Perfect.
Yeah, Zebro Coin is one of our first tokens that came on. They came and just deployed. We're like, oh, okay, cool. Okay, you're here now.
They took the initiative. They planted their flag.
They didn't even. They just knew how to do it, and they just deployed. And we're like, oh, cool. We got a coin. We got a token on here now. All right.
That's awesome. No, that's good to see it
that was very
steamroll.
cool.
I love that. Oh, okay, cool. So, FireC coming very soon. Sorry, FireSwap coming very soon. FireC active now. For those who are interested, you can reach out to Hyperion team. They can get you some private servers set up to get your node capabilities underway. Phoenix Explorer currently active as well, I would imagine. I mean, it's the blockchain explorer. So for anyone who's unfamiliar, that's like your BSCscan.com, your Ethereum.com, scan.com. So that's their Phoenix Explorer. And then FireSwag. So that would be the last one we haven't touched about yet. I'm assuming that is that your merchandise standpoint of your project?
So the idea with FireSwag is to kind of provide a central hub for projects that want to make shirts, hats, things like that. For example, if you wanted to make like a Tayarra, launch some Tayarra shirts or something, you'd have to set up a Teespring. You'd have to, or you could, maybe if you have a buddy that can print shirts, and then you have to keep them in your house and then ship them out, figure that all out. FireSwag would allow all these projects to have their own storefront that would make it just easier for them to banners to put on your wall, T-shirts. Yeah, I see it, Fluffy. But yeah, it's for example, if you want to launch anything like that, it saves you the hassle of going through what Fluffy had to go through over there to get all of his stuff.
Good. So
but that one's a little bit further down the line.
So that's more of a streamlined process for other projects as well to be able to get into the merchandise space and kind of present their own front. That's super innovative and exciting to see it. So it's not just strictly tailored to your project's merchandise. So that's awesome. It seems like it's got more utility thought about than the average merchandise schematic.
100%. And it saves the teams from having to try and set up a Redbubble and pray that the quality isn't garbage. We'll take care of all that.
100%. Perfect. Cool. So I'll look. Is that more timeline for just later this year as the blockchain expands and grows? I imagine this is one of the lesser pertinent elements, but still something that the team's excited about.
Yes, we don't have a timeline on that one yet, because that's definitely like a B level task as opposed to an A level task. But it is something that we got planned out. Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. Yeah, perfect.
Well, it's one of those things too that's going to be integrated within our ecosystem. So, like say FireC on our NFT marketplace, if you're a NFT artist or a musician and you have swag as well, you're going to want to be able to showcase that on your profile on FireC. So we're looking to integrate everything, so it's kind of an all-in-one, nice, streamlined position that everybody's in.
Perfect. A project can come in, launch their project, or have their project bridged over, and then also within this blockchain offer these services for merchandise and other things found within your features and services. So that's super exciting, super innovative. You guys seem like you've got a lot going on. You got the team to get it done, and you guys have got the energy and the charisma in the space. I can see that already. So I think it's exciting. I'm personally going to be following along a little bit closer after this AMA as well, just to kind of get an idea and make sure I don't miss out on the Phoenix blockchain hype, which it seems may be coming. So I want to just since we went over those features that are coming out or already established, do you guys have any plans to introduce them onto like mobile applications? I know that can be kind of hard when it comes to like Apple, maybe easier on Google and stuff like that. So where are you guys' heads in that aspect?
That we're kind of keeping closely guarded secret at the moment.
I feel that. I saw your lips start to perk up. I saw your eyes flick towards the screen, and I was like, I can sense it. Okay, perfect. So that sounds like maybe something exciting is brewing.
But
I know
I
there's a
would
lot of
like to say,
technicalities with that.
I would like to say that one of our partners, RYI University, they actually released their own wallet, their own blockchain wallet, and they have they've integrated Phoenix in there, so you can view your NFTs, your on-chain tokens, and everything else on there. So they'll be helping with that kind of stuff. If you don't want to use MetaMask, for instance, RYI Pay is also on the Apple Store. So
That's awesome. So you've already got some partnerships established in the works with some very accessible features that allow people to get their hands or their eyes on their Phoenix assets, so to say. That's awesome. So cool. I'm sure everyone who's going to be following along will be excited to see more about that in the future as they continue with your project. So I know we talked a lot about like your team and how you've got like says 50 but close to like 100, especially because you've got people anywhere from like influencers who have yet to be implemented or people who maybe just have specific talents for different project elements who haven't been really shown the limelight. Are all these people in-house, or is this kind of like some of these features are maybe, or some of these tasks are outsourced to a third party and then brought back in-house? Or how does that really work, and how is this large of a team really supported? And is it all supported through the Phoenix blockchain?
Through partnerships.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, it's like we've all. I mean, we don't look at it as our community or your community. It's more like our community and our projects. So, seeing like RYI, for example, one of our partners, seeing them grow, in essence, we're growing with them as well, and vice versa. So, even though we may not be using utilizing some of our partnerships right now because we're still at early stages, like say Hit Network, it's coming in the future. I mean, once we have the toys out there ready for everybody to play with and the ecosystem foundation is established and laid down, then that's when the rest of our partnerships will come to light, and we'll probably fade out into the dark a little bit to work on more projects as well, or expand our project, I should say.
Yeah, as the DeFi space goes, I've been there.
is that a promise? Can I fade out into this?
Not you.
Oh.
Not you.
So
come on.
So is does that mean that you have future plans for Phoenix blockchain to be completely like renounced and DeFi and all that jazz, or is this something that'll be kept close knit as well while you continue to expand upon the future projects as well?
Well, blockchain wouldn't be renounced. It's not like a token where you can just
exactly.
There's no contract on it. But I mean, it's not like our blockchain. It's the node holders blockchain. It's everybody's blockchain.
Perfect.
I mean, when we started mining, we opened it up for the community to start mining as well. So we didn't just decide, let's turn this on and get a pre-mine going. We gave everybody a chance to get in there and start mining early on when everybody did.
And mining came about earlier this year, is that correct? Or did that
November of 2021.
Perfect. Wow. Okay, so it's been going on for a little bit now. So people have really been getting their groove in.
Yeah, awesome. I think we hit finally 3 million Phoenix not too long back, which it's right now currently set at 2 Phoenix per reward block. We wanted to make sure we had not only low gas fees set forever, which is 1 Gwai, because I mean there's other blockchains that have low gas features as well, like Polygon, but keeping things like Polygon doesn't have, which is fast transaction speeds. I mean, Polygon's really really slow and boggy.
That's true. Yeah, the amount of projects I've been in that have had to stand still their rollouts of features due to the overall lag in Polygon is enormous.
Exactly.
So you're right. You're 100% right.
So being able to keep low fees with fast transaction fees, that it's kind of usually one or the other. And with our blockchain, we managed to keep both fast and cheap. So said at one Guay, if hypothetically Phoenix was even at all-time high of Bitcoin's price of over $50,000, we're still under $1 per transaction, which is phenomenal.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there we go. 0.000021 per
Perfect.
transaction.
My next question was going to say, how can you, not how can you, but if you could maybe demonstrate its longevity in terms of price fluctuations and long-term aspects. So that pretty much does it there. So for anyone listening, I mean, Phoenix Chain is going to be the chain and token to keep an eye on, especially with it seems the many features and partnerships that they already have are just waiting to roll out and introduce to their communities. So definitely keep an eye out for that, everyone who's listening. That's going to be super exciting to look forward to. So kind of just wants me to bring you over to your general roadmap that you have within your project white paper, or Ignite paper, as you guys call it, which is cleverly coined. Sorry, I had a copy of it, but I lost it. So I noticed essentially that the root of your guys' work was or the roadmap that's stylized in your white paper says the root of most of the work was done in 2021, with 2022 being kind of the Phoenix Pay, I believe it said. Head it over to your website now. So I kind of just wanted to ask, where are you guys going? Like, is there going to be any more revisions to your roadmap, or do you feel that for the most part your roadmap is at its most complete state, since you've got your features and your elements kind of out there into the public?
The foundation is there, but there'll always be updates, not to the foundation part itself, like FireSwap, but there's going to be updates because they're apps and websites are going to constantly get updates. So like we add in new elements to like FireSwap, which FireSwap we're already looking at integrating our bridge into the swap. That way it's an all-in-one solution. That's not mentioned in the on the Ignite paper yet, but that's something that'll get added on additionally to it to keep, readers informed as well. Whereas Phoenix Pay, part of that, that's part of the reason why we're going down with, or we've submitted paperwork with to create Phoenix as a foundation, which if anybody follows, blockchain news, there's quite a few blockchains, but there's less than a handful that have actually gone through and submitted all the paperwork and completed everything they needed to complete to become a foundation. Ethereum has a foundation. That's one as an example. There's only 4 that I know of. We would be essentially number 5. And that allows our projects to more or less supersede us. So if I run out in front of a train today, Phoenix would keep going on.
Well, let's have you not do that, but it's good to know.
Could you let Rob up, by the way? He is one of our
Yes,
main guys.
thank you.
He's a
Oh, you're in for a treat.
Rob,
if he comes up.
Clear to fly.
Oh.
Hi, guys. You can
Hello,
hear me?
Rob.
Hey,
Yes.
sir,
Hey,
how you
Rob.
doing?
Hey, buddy.
Good. We are actually regarding the Ignite paper. I have 12 companies lined up in the next 1.5 year. I've got the offices founded for that. And I've got funds for that for the next 2 years for the office. And I have the funds to actually found all the companies and also pay the tax lawyers and the accountants. So that's all I'm gonna shed on what's gonna get added in the white paper. And one of them is indeed the Phoenix Pay. We have a few different routes to go for that. To officially get a license in Europe will cost around 7,000 euros. We already have a whole back end to accept crypto payments in Bitcoin and Ethereum. We just need to see how to build this out, to upscale it, and to properly license it. So there are a couple of things that are further in the pipeline than the team actually knows. We also have, I'm gonna spoil them a little bit more, because we also have our own casino skin,
Wow.
which basically is a whole casino. We are looking to put in our own games, but we could basically, if I want, overnight get Phoenix added to a casino. But I'm still holding that off because we're exploring our own games there as well.
That's awesome. So there you have it, folks. Some exclusive news drops from Rob himself. Quickly, just for the people who may not know, could you tell everyone your position within the project, just so they're aware?
I actually oversee the setup. I met Fluffy when he asked me to help him get listed on CoinGecko.
Oh, perfect.
And yeah, I moderate CoinGecko. I'm good friends with their team as well, and basically I got involved in Crypto Phoenix. And I made a prize bot, and from a prize bot, I made a duck hunt game, and basically to also run the game on our own chain, or on a chain, to make it actually a crypto game. Which does not hold a wallet or hold funds from people. I didn't want that responsibility. We needed something with low transactions so that a game can actually take place on the blockchain. And if that's something, if the
Awesome.
transaction, the fees would go too high, I already looked up to it, and we can. I never understood why Ethereum has 18 decimals and doesn't use half of it, because of just of the fees are in GY. But I looked in the code of the chain, and we could possibly even lower it to MY. So then you lower the fees with a factor of 1,000. And actually, technically, it's not even that big of a change.
That's
So
exciting.
there's
Seems like
lots of things.
you got the technical aspects down super well, and you're getting an awesome addition to the Phoenix blockchain ecosystem and team. I'm really grateful that you hopped in today, and that kind of brings me to, I wanted to talk to you about these NFT games that are mentioned in your Ignite paper. So you've got your, as pulled up on the screen, you've got your Battle Ducks and your Ducks Hunt. And you were saying that these aren't going to be incorporated, or at least I noticed that they're saying they're built on Telegram, and that's how you're keeping people from not connecting their wallet per se, I imagine. So that's super exciting. And could you explain a little bit? I know you just talked a little bit about it and how that kind of goes, and I kind of interrupted you as well, but I just kind of wanted to frame the question out there for the listeners. Could you go into these two games and maybe when they'll be introduced, how they'll be introduced, what their main utility is?
The duck hunt is already active. I basically launched it as a so-called minimal viable product. I wrote the bot in the game in about roughly 8 hours. Since then, a lot more time went into it. But yeah, it's basically also functioning as a faucet. And to my biggest regret, I don't have enough time to push through the updates in the games that I had planned and I want to do. But luckily, others of the team are preparing that for me. And we actually, one of the things we had, and was actually funny when we started this, we had a bot which would count the experience by people chatting in the channel. And we released an NFT of an egg. And within 2 hours, about 700 Chinese people came rush in for an egg. And absolutely broke the bot I wrote. So they completely smashed it, and after that we started to improve that, and out of that the Duck Hunt came that's launched. Then I got swamped with a lot of other tasks for the Fire Sea, the FireSwap. We had a whole team. We had to point the noses the same way, which also takes time. We wanted to make everybody in the team to feel at home, to be appreciated, to be involved, and so we spend a lot of time on that as well. Meanwhile, the development progressed. So yeah, we're about to release those first things, which gives me some more time to build the battle ducks. And Fluffy saw my notes, and he knows I'm planning basically a grid of 300 by 300 and add a map to the game. At first, we planned to just have ducks battle each other as more like a card game, but then you could play different cards with weapons. You could have defense, and you would have spells. That's still gonna stay in there. Actually,
And
we have
don't
four
forget
different.
evolutions.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that was. I'm coming to that today. We want actually. We already have the prototypes to stake an egg and let it hatch. So that would be one way to get new or random ducks in the game. Special ducks is basically by hatching the egg. You could get dropped as an NFT, or you could win. You get one from registering at the Duck Hunt. But
Yeah.
currently we cannot hatch them, but it will come. And basically, the game will also be containing teams, so different crypto groups could battle in duck hunts for territory or other things. And that's about what I want to give away.
Thank you, Rob. Appreciate that. Seems like you guys are delegating your time well to your many team members, and you guys are utilizing your resources and all that you have to expand upon the features that need to be rolled out initially, and expanding upon those other features as that ecosystem kind of continues to steamroll into existence into other projects. So that's exciting to see. Thank you for that more in-depth breakdown on the games. It sounds like you got a lot going on with the duck game itself. I know a lot of users enjoy when there's a lot going on, because that means there's actual meat on the bones and something for them to play with and interact with, and get more engaged overall. So I think that could be something super interesting, and especially with the whole Telegram aspect of it. Well, once you, as you were saying, you had one of your first initial runs overrun by 700 users that kind of just crashed the bot. And whenever you're offering some types of free mint or a reward for Telegram activities, that kind of increased output definitely comes into play. So I'll be interested to see how you guys balance and manage that over the growth of the game and the community itself. So yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So, I mean, I think that fairly much covers the majority of my questions. I had another question about how you guys really kind of keep your community involved and interacted, and how you plan to grow the project from here. But it seems like community involvement's fairly key in the project, and your investors who are in the project now are very actively involved. So that's good to see. Do you guys often, I know you said you have weekly podcasts which keep people updated and informed. Do you guys do anything else with your communities that are noteworthy, or you'd like to mention?
Can I jump in there and talk for just a few minutes, guys? I've been dying over here. Please let me talk for a minute. Okay.
Get in there.
Awesome. All right. So I just want to talk about this particular blockchain for just a moment and the good things that they're doing. Man, these guys are phenomenal. First and foremost, I actually glad Fluffy's here, because we get to talk about something that's really cool that nobody else has been doing. And again, this is the brilliant mind that came up with it. guys, why don't we have verification systems, check marks like you do on Twitter and Instagram and everything on block explorers to tell whether or not a project has actually been doing the things in the background they're supposed to do? Why has that never been a thing? Right? It's about to be a thing on Phoenix. And these guys have an educational platform and everything to go right along with it. So there'll be a completely independent, decentralized checks and balance system that makes sure that projects coming on to launch, whatever it is, a DApp, a coin, whatever, that they can actually be verified. Now, they don't have to go this route. Traditional blockchains are going to let, people build whatever they want. But if they want that cool little blue check mark, they're actually going to have to adhere to a set of goals, mainly education, keeping up with things of that nature. And like I said, these guys are not just saying they're going to do this. They already have most of it going. It is absolutely, it's phenomenal, dude. I love it. And again, I don't know if anybody's introduced Chronic Labs over here. These guys also bring these partnerships. Oh my God, I get too excited. First of all, the partnerships that these guys are bringing to the table and onboarding every single day just blows my mind. I come over here to hang out with them, man, and start finding out that they got everybody and their brother already hanging out over here. They got, again, Chronic Labs is over here. They bring an auditing company to the table. They got RYI Pay that's now got an accepted wallet in the App Store. I come over here. I got my own metaverse, and I can't get away from these guys. All I want to do is build with them. It's absolutely great. So anyway, what was the question? I just started rambling off.
No, that was perfect. I mean, link and build and grow, and that whole checkmark ideology on the blockchain, that's going to go far, especially if you can really maintain or prevent any malicious companies from getting that check mark, and then kind of making the pool seem tainted. Like if you might see on Twitter, those check marks started with just top celebrities, and then eventually everyone and their mother has a check mark, and they got ads for it, who knows what going everywhere. So I think with that,
yeah. So we're not going to do this as
quality control.
We're not going to do it. We're not going to handle it as a pay for play sort of deal. This way, it's uncorruptible. They would have to adhere to those guidelines, and essentially nobody's hands are on it. So once they complete a task, and then they complete all the tasks that are in front of them, they get to either keep their blue check mark, or if they don't complete it, then they don't get their blue check mark. Yeah. There's no bribing your way through us.
And then my next question about that kind of would be, this detail might not be fleshed out yet, but does this mean that you guys are going to have a partnership with a singular audit company, and then these users to obtain that checkmark will need to go through that company, or will you accept a wide range of companies? Because I know that some people can see that as maybe people can necessarily view that, or that question is definitely sure to come about, I'm sure.
I want to jump in there. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, by all means. I was going to say, initially, I know it's going to be one company, but I know there will be more as well. It's kind of one of those things like they have to get to know the team. We have to get to know them, know that they're trustworthy, et cetera, et cetera.
I think that's the answer everyone was expecting or looking for. I mean, it's a building block. You got to start with one and expand. But as long as you're looking to expand and not maybe just monopolize the audit for the site, then that's perfect, I think.
For sure.
Yeah, that was my only question.
And I think Fluffy said it best the other day when he was talking about the check mark, and he was like, you got to earn it and maintain it, and we'll set up the systems and checks and balances in the back end so it's decentralized and nobody can have their hands on it. I love that part. So again, it's up to the company to earn it and maintain it. If they don't adhere or don't do what they got to do, then they lose it. Now, when it goes to the auditing company, we have one that we bring to the table already. We will obtain more. But that's taking the first step in providing these projects coming on with resources like education, auditing of the contracts, availability of devs and their time. So we're going a step above and beyond what other chains are doing right out of the gate, and we're incorporating more. Nobody's stopping over here. We bring on new partnerships every day. If you're good people and you want to build, we want to talk to you. Come on over here, man. We're doing good stuff over at Phoenix.
I hear it. I see it. And I'm excited for it. I'm sure that our 126 users now listening are equally excited as well. We've got some enthusiastic speakers today with an enthusiastic project with some awesome legs behind it. So thank you all for being here today. Just a quick little pivot. So I think that pretty much surmises the major points of your guys' project, from the blockchain, the features, the NFT side, the coming games, where you've been in the past, where you are now, and where you're going. So I kind of want to we'll be moving over into the community section in just a moment. So for anyone listening, hold off on your questions that you're going to be entering into the chat. But before that, I want to just once again open the floor to any of you guys here. I mean, we've got Rob, Michael, Spaz, Fluffy, Hyperion. We've got quite the cast and crew here. So if anyone wants to add anything, any noteworthy words before we go into this community round section of the event, now would be the time to do so.
Fluffy, do you
If
want to
not,
just give yourself like who you are? Who are you?
I'm the
oh yeah,
executive
we didn't do that.
I'm the executive janitor over here at Phoenix Blockchain.
He handles all the
Highest
cleanup,
tier.
fix all the messes.
Everyone's a janitor. He's the highest janitor.
No, I love that. I've dealt with quite a spill in my lifetime.
Well, honestly, I think it'll be really amusing when governments start looking at like income and stuff like that when they see an executive janitor, making more than the accountant. It's pretty hilarious.
These are the titles we love to see. Perfect. Okay. Does that conclude it for you guys? Your open mic part? Or do you guys want to go to the community round?
Yeah. Last thing. Rob is actually the main. I know he didn't really say, but Rob is the main dev. He's the overseer over the whole project. Fluffy is the CEO, basically janitor guy, coming from CPHX. So just wanted to button that
Perfect.
down.
And then I imagine Rob is overseeing the foundation that you were mentioned in the very beginning of the AMA.
Correct. In the foundation has been applied for, and all the documents are with the notary. It should be all formal and available in Dutch company register once it's set up. So that would be in about 2 weeks maximum. And we've got the foundation is a non-profit organization, and actually from the companies we set up will donate 10% of the shares to the foundation. So that means from the PIPVS company, from the FireSwap company, basically from all the companies we start, that 10% will fund the foundation to help grow the blockchain, to protect it. They will have a say in it, but not a complete say, nor will the node holders have, nor will the community have, nor will the team have. We're really trying to create several groups that have to agree and work together to basically protect everybody's interests and to keep this fair, to basically level out all the control somebody can have. Actually, the team now has less and less control as we continue. When we started this, I told everybody we're gonna start a blockchain. This is not a token. So expect to loosen control, to give up more and more each step along the way, because we're building this for everybody to develop on and not just for us. It's for me, being involved in this is just fun. I told Fluffy I'll help you as long as it's gonna stay fun for me. And I met a lot of new people. I love to teach others. I've got a couple of developers who actually learn from me. I pulled in some other experienced guys. The last one I got in is an old friend of mine. He used to be system administrator for an online bank for 20 years. And he's gonna help to build out the network further, to secure it further, monitor it better, and also ease the workload on the team, and automate parts there. So yeah, everything is falling more and more into the right place. All the projects in the pipeline, they are moving. One day at a faster pace than the other day, but they are moving, and that's basically my task in all of this, to oversee that we're actually going somewhere, and that we keep the integrity in the project, and that we plan it, that we actually turn the ideas we get from the community, from other people involved, into things we can actually realize, and so it doesn't stay with an ID. We always said we're not going to ask our community for money to realize our own ideas. If I need to ask somebody money to go build something, I think it's wrong. But yeah, in crypto it's very common, but I still don't want to go there. We said we build it, we launch it, and then if it's good, people will use it, and if people don't use it, we did something wrong and we have to do it again.
I
We
I
build
couldn't
it.
agree more. I exactly. You build it, they will come. I say that so often in this space.
There you go.
Yes, that's exactly it. Yeah, 110%. You provide it, and if you provide it well, it'll get utilized. That's for sure.
I see one of our partners, Chronic Cats, has joined in.
Ooh, all eyes on me. All right. Well, if he wants to speak, he feel free to raise his hand. He's more than welcome to join us as well. But what I want.
And speak of the devil, he just raised his hand.
Perfect. And then just to segue real quickly, after crypto, Chronic Cats has a nice little floor. I do want to make sure we address the community questions in chat, because those kind of went through and piled up. So I'll be doing that segment in just a moment. But welcome, Chronic Cats. The floor is yours. Thanks for coming today. We've talked a little bit about your partnership with the project so far, but we haven't gone too much into detail. So if you have anything you'd like to add, it's all yours.
Absolutely, I appreciate it. Just for starters, we do have a partnership now, but my relationship with Phoenix started out as an artist, as a project owner, and from day one, the model and basically the overall goal they're trying to achieve has been just absolutely. It's very, very appealing. I mean, it's nice. It's taking things with the current situation that or current network that hasn't been fixed or hasn't had the ability to be fixed. They're looking at the entire space from an outside view, and they're addressing stuff that people aren't even trying to. And it's just from an artist standpoint and NFT, even just from that point, it's absolutely revolutionary from that perspective what they're doing. But from the partnership side, yeah, we've got. We just recently partnered with them on a couple of different things. One of the things we do with Chronic Cats is education is the biggest thing we push is promotion of education and accountability and access to all this for everyone. That way we can have this space to be able to expand and turn into hopefully a second ecosystem or financial ecosystem for everybody. So, and Phoenix is where we have chosen from a project standpoint to actually have our home base, so to speak, for our Ivy League college that we're doing for Web3. Yeah, I couldn't. Sorry, I'm a little off guard right now, but I just couldn't. Even despite the partnership, just from a project lead standpoint, I have nothing but amazing things to say about the blockchain.
I completely understand. I mean, as someone myself who sat on numerous advisory boards for different projects and seen a good amount in this space come into existence or fizzle out, this team seems like they have an awesome idea of where they want to be, where they're going, and they've already done a lot of the work to get there. And I think there's nothing but up for this project in their progress.
100%. I mean that in itself speaks volumes. You look at just the accomplishments that they've got alone without marketing. They're not pushing anything. They're getting shit done before they even tell anybody. That alone is something that doesn't happen in this space. It's usually, hey, we're going to do this. Give us money first. No. They've got it done. Now they're like, look at what we've done. What do you guys think? and I respect the hell out of that.
100%. Perfect. Well, we appreciate you for coming in today. Does anyone else have anything they want to add about the Chronic Cats partnership or collaboration? Nope. Cool. Perfect. All right. So thank you for that. So what we're going to be doing is, because we got
There's
a
a
little,
hand up. Aliza?
yeah, yes, I have
Oh.
I've got three hands up there, but I've also got about 100 messages in chat for Phoenix blockchain questions. Now, some of these questions, so these are posed by the community. Some of these questions, obviously, as these events go, they're just kind of copy pasted for any project that they can be applicable to. So I'm gonna want to go through more so and find some of the actual questions, so that way we're not just feeding you BS. So while I'm doing that, now I kind of want to allow people who have their hands raised or people who are listening on VC to raise their hands and ask their questions to the chat. And so while y'all are doing that, I'm going to be going through some of these text questions to get some of the better ones for you. So I believe you said Ali Reza had her hand up, so we'll go with her first, or him, or it, or whatever you prefer. Allow to speak. Ali Reza, you are good to go. If you have a question, the floor is yours. Ali Reza? No? Okay. Sonia, we're going to go straight up to you. Ali Reza, if you decide to speak, just please wait till Sonia's done, and then you can go. Sonia, you're up. Sonia,
Can you hear me?
good to go.
Sir, ask my question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go for it.
Okay, sir. Can you share some details about recent major achievement of your project? What are your goals for 2022?
So our goals for 2022, I believe that's what you were asking. It's to release FireSwap our DEX. We plan to have the bridge integrated shortly after, from Phoenix to BSC, and I believe Crow shortly after that as well. FireC, I can pretty much say that's going to be released within 2022. And not sure if Rob wants to chime in there on what his plans are for the time, because we don't really do timelines. We just release when we release.
We have a year left, Fluffy, and
Sir, or other question.
the IPVS we can finish. I'm pretty sure on that. FireSea, the swag merchandise should be up and running. The duck games should be. I hope to release them before the end of this year. And then for 2023, we have about an equal amount of goals set already, but we're just not sharing them because we're still building them, and we want to keep the freedom to delay or to improve or to secure. I come from a world, from development world, and in the last 20 years, everybody wants to release something without the security measures that are needed to, without checking the code, without properly developing something, and if that means that I have to delay and disappoint everybody, I will delay and disappoint everybody, because it will be a bigger mess for me to clean up if something goes wrong. But yeah, FireSwap, FireC, FireSwag, the IPVS company, we probably will grow a lot more with nodes in the chain in 2022. The duck games. And yeah, I think that's enough goals for 2022 to actually also be able to achieve maybe more, but then it's extra.
I think that's a great answer, especially when it comes to terms of
Sir, sir,
development.
more or other question. My question: why did your choice to partner with your project?
Partner with, I'm sorry, with who?
Repeat my question, sir.
Yes, could you? Why?
Who did your choice to partner with your project?
I think you maybe are you asking why are they here today with Tayarra, or are you asking their general project?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I'll just answer that briefly. They're here with Tayarra today to promote their project across a wide range of interested investors and community members, as well as provide content for future use for users to engage more upon their project, as well as provide a type of rating sheet for these projects as well to go upon, which will be added into our database and foundable for all of our community investors themselves. So that's a little bit about our AMA and the hub that we offer here. But overall, I mean, this is an AMA. So this I wouldn't necessarily say Tayarra is in partnership with Phoenix Blockchain. We are doing this nice collaborative effort to make sure that more interested users are able to reach out to these projects and these teams. So that is the reason for today's event, if that answers your question. I'm going to go to our next online person here, because I know there's a handful of questions raised. So we're going to go with Peace. Peace, you can speak. And then after a couple more questions, I'll go through some of these text questions that came about. So Peace, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thanks, man. Actually, Fluffy, your background is very well. Actually, we burn with eyes. That makes a great thing. Could you able to hear me?
Yes, you're
Fluffy?
good. You are good.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah,
your
I can
background
hear
is
you.
very well.
Oh, my banner?
Actually, I got it. Yeah, yes, that's true. Actually, it's got
Did you
to
see
be
my new
so
one?
amazing. New one.
Yeah, right there, the FireSwap banner.
Yeah, actually, I was able to see. Actually, I have got questions over FireSwap alone. Can I go on?
Yeah.
Actually, I just seen your blockchain, but there was 3 more projects, no, in your blockchain, like FireSwap, FireSwag, and some more projects which are games, no, NFT based. Actually, which was maintained by the same team or else by ecosystem of different members. Because an ecosystem developed by a single or army of same means would be devastating, no. Because when everything comes under the same persons, because 3 or 4 persons will be controlling everything. So that is, what's your move over the ecosystem development?
Well, it's all in-house, if that's what you mean. They're our partnerships too. Like we have our partnership with Block Matrix. They're overseeing FireSea, our NFT marketplace. They'll also be overseeing a couple of the other aspects too, like FireSwag, I believe. But yeah, it's all first party. You know, I mean, the floor is still open for third party applications to join in. But right now we want to make sure we have a solid foundation built first party before everybody else third party wise jumps in and, you know, decides to expand on the ecosystem, which it will. Like Rob stated earlier, the blockchain originally, I mean, we had, you know, pretty solid control over it. But the more we build and the further along we get, the less and less control we have over the blockchain, and it becomes more community owned and run. So hopefully that somewhat summarizes your answer. I think that.
Yeah, actually, I got the answer. Actually,
Also,
Fluffy, don't forget. Yes, sir, continue.
I just wanted to say, we are on the forefront of building, and all kind of people we know, essentially. But there's going to be a foundation that's going to be kind of overseeing it. It's not going to be one person that built it is in charge of everything per se. There's going to be companies underneath that foundation. It's going there is no one head that can make all the decisions, kind of thing. So because you asked that question, whether or not there's going to be some central power in place, there's going to be whether or not Rob wants to discuss more foundational things, but there's going to be basically elected official board members that don't get paid, kind of go over the foundation. And so we really don't want one person to have all the power, kind of thing.
Can I jump in there and talk about it from a project perspective? Is that cool?
Sure.
Okay. So just to kind of follow up on the question there, because it sounded like from the audience perspective, they wanted to make sure that it was kind of a decentralized setup and that everything that was getting built by different people. So that way it wasn't one single mind trying to control it. I understand that. And again, I want to address that from a project perspective because they actually invited us in to build too. So we're not here just hanging out and, consulting or whatever. No. They letting us build as well. That's the beauty of the blockchain. We bring our own guys to the table. We're allowed to express our own ideas and everything. Everybody continues building what they were normally building, but now they're using the Phoenix blockchain. We bring multiple teams with multiple different ideas. Like I said, I'm Michael from Cobalt. I bring Paradox Realm, the gaming sector. We have our own metaverse that's now going to be incorporated with Phoenix blockchain. These guys are helping with that, and they're not trying to change our ideas. They're legitimately coming in and helping. That's really what it's all about at the end of the day. Let people have their own ideas and offer help where you can. And again, we bring other people like NinjaSwap is coming to the table as well. C5 is obviously here, but really the only thing they do is throw concerts in the metaverse. But that's another cool thing incorporating in Phoenix. But yeah, I just wanted to follow up there. Just from a project perspective, they do a lot to foster you just being able to build freely. So I've never had any friction with any of these guys over here. And again, I'm talking totally from a project perspective at this point in time. Anything that we want to do, as long as it's reasonable and it's for the good of the blockchain, these guys are willing to help. And they're not coming in and saying, no, you're going to do it like this. No, they're like, how can we help you? So I don't know if I over answered your question, but I just wanted to throw that in there.
Actually, I got the answer. I understand it's a foundation right now, and then they will move into a DAO or some other based organizations. I hope so. I'm right.
Perfect. I think we got that one underway then. Spazatron must have left at one point. Sorry about that, brother. Got you back in. All right.
Okay.
Welcome back. Mila, you are free to speak.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Good, brother. Thank you for being here.
Can you ask me a question?
Yes, please go for it.
What was the inspiration behind the names your project? How did you come up with it? Or next question. Tell me about the art on your NFTs. Thoughts income from a game or mythological?
It seemed like there was two parts question there. What was the reasoning for the inspiration of Phoenix or Phoenix blockchain? So maybe just like the thematics you can go over. And then I think the next question was NFT related about maybe the art. It kind of trailed off towards the end there.
So I'll answer the second question. So the NFTs currently on our blockchain are all free, and you get them from the Airdrop bot if you're in any of our telegrams. I think we're in like 60 different groups.
Hold on, that's not true. Chronic Cats.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yes, there is one collection that is paid. Right, Chronic Cats did a separate mint. My bad. You're right, but. So you could buy currently you can buy some NFTs via minting through Chronic Cats. So you'd need Phoenix Coin for that. But the Airdrop bot is as long as you're conversing and you're registered with your wallet, you have a chance at getting some small amount of Phoenix or some one of the free NFTs that we have on there. So AI generated NFTs are some of our ducked NFTs and other ones that partners put in for users to get.
Actually, Hyperion, Carl told me yesterday, that he wants to add the NFTs to SegX.
Oh, that's really cool. That's pretty awesome. Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
So does that mean, you said adding the NFTs to SegX, are you meaning the Chronic Cats NFTs, or is this meaning the free mint ones through the Airdrop? Well, I'm just curious how the free mint goes on the SegX exchange.
All of them on the Phoenix blockchain. All of them.
Yeah.
This is news to me. I didn't know this. This is
No,
So
I
yeah.
know. I pull the card out of my sleeves every day. You know.
We got
You just
drops after
you
drops.
still sound surprised every time, Fluffy.
but being a lowly janitor, I don't really get privy to a lot of this inside information.
Head executive janitor.
I think half of my enjoyment from the AMA has been seeing Hyperion and Fluffy's facial reactions when Rob speaks. Those have been key moments.
That's pretty much us every time. We're like, oh, this is what we're doing. Rob comes in, he's like, but there's this. We're like, what? What are you talking about?
I love it. Okay, cool. So that last question kind of segues into a good amount of the community questions that I got from the text portion. So I want to go through a couple of those real quick, because these are NFT/game related questions that I found within our chat. So some are a little bit open-ended, a little bit generic, but I'm going to try to reword them in a way that a little bit more stylized. So first, I'll just kind of read the question straight up. So the first one that I have NFT-wise related is about possible restrictions, because some marketplaces have territory restrictions and stuff like that. I know that with the game being built on Telegram, you don't have any of those global restrictions in that facet, but are there going to be any type of restrictions found within the NFT marketplace that comes about? Or I doubt there's any restrictions on the blockchain itself. I've never heard of anything like that personally. So is there anything of that aspect you want to talk about?
So I think just personally, the reason why we went and built the blockchain out first, and then we're working to do the foundation and the companies underneath the foundation, is so that we are compliant in marketplaces. I think we're trying to hash out all of the legal stuff and everything, so that we're not just, so there's someone to blame, I guess. But I don't know if that answers the question. Is there going to be any kind of barrier to entry for FireSwap, for instance? I don't believe we've.
I think the question mainly meant to for territorial restrictions, because I know some projects limit use in different countries or areas. So is that going to be found within some of the projects? I know that kind of ties more to the actual state or the country itself, more so than what you have.
And currently
on centralized exchanges, that rule tends to apply. They tend to want KYC verification, etc. But not with our companies or projects in house. I think Zezix right now, they're already looking at integrating KYC. Right now, currently, there's no KYC, which makes it super great. And I wish they weren't getting rid of that feature, because I don't want to have to sign up for anything just to go and swap some coins or tokens around.
Yeah, and I know U.S. based, as we all are who are speaking currently. Dealing with KYC is one of the most annoying things ever in the crypto space. It's
so annoying. I'm in Texas, which is the hardest place in the world right now. It seems to get BNB or.
Part of the reason why our foundation's not in the U.S. It's over there. It's way over there.
Exactly. No, yeah. Majority of projects and companies I work with or for, they are definitely overseas, because you can't get too much done here.
And then the other thing I wanted to say, the nodes are all data centers throughout the world. So we have a couple in Poland, a couple of data centers in Paris, Germany, I think a couple there's a bunch in the U.S., and then a couple in the Netherlands, Dutch areas, right? So they're all over.
I want to say something about the licensing and or the regulations in crypto. In a way, it's unfortunate, but it's an industry that's becoming adult, which means that it will get regulated. It's something we cannot avoid, but regarding, I've been in this situation before regarding online gambling. I actually have more than 10 years experience in the online casino, poker, lottery, bingo, and also Forex to some degree, because all that was before crypto became popular. And I saw in a period of 15 years how that whole industry got licensed more and more. This is a long process. And I have a friend who actually has the licenses for the USA. He also has contacts with most gambling organizations in the world. So these are not the crypto licenses, but they are the gambling licenses. And I think it will take another 5 to 10 years for crypto to fully be regulated. And by that time, I think the rules from the governments will change over time, because that's what they do. And we have to make sure that we survive that up to the point that in the end we're fully regulated. And unfortunately, that means, and that's not for the blockchain, this is for the company, but for the blockchain, that there will be always decentralized exchanges. Anybody could deploy decentralized exchange on the blockchain. So that part will always exist. But the companies, and that's why we split the companies from the blockchain, and we have a separate foundation, we have a community, we have a team involved, we have the node holders. So we already have 4 different groups, parties who have an interest in the blockchain to and also protect it. And with that comes the regulations. So if we have to follow them, we'll follow them. We want to get a payment service provider license, which in this case will also apply for it from the Netherlands. You have to apply that at the National Bank in the Netherlands. It costs you around 6,800 euros last time I checked. And that allows you to issue out your own debit cards, have your own payment provider. Like I said, we have the backend, we already have it. But yeah, that's the part of the regulations, and we have to see how this plays out. I think nobody in the crypto world can exactly predict this and this will gonna happen with the regulations. Every government till now, one day shouts one thing, the next week it's something else. A few years ago was ban everything, and now is it regulate everything, legalize everything, and
No, you have to
I
keep up with
seriously
all the
cannot.
changes.
Yeah,
It's
and I
such a
think
mess.
it's a dynamic. It's a dynamic process. It's also the way we approach everything, the way we approach the development. It's also a dynamic process. This is a new emerging, fast evolving market, and if you don't adjust, if you that's why maybe our roadmap doesn't include all the details, because we do want to be able to adjust, and then not be ended up say with some party saying, but you said you would do that, but then you did that. Yeah, well, it was smarter at that moment to do something else than what we said. But I always said the best thing not to break your word is not give it. And that's one of the things I also said to the team is don't give the timeline, then you don't have to break your word.
100%. I say the same exact thing with any project I work for. I remember too, often in my early days, people were given timelines or over promising rollouts, and all it does is further shake confidence in the community, the investors, and the project overall. So leaving that up to the team to really decide and roll out as the market sees fit, or as the current laws and regulations sees fit, is definitely integral into ensuring that you're doing. At least it's what I think is the right way to do it. That's why I think you've got that done right.
Oh yeah, because of course it won't go as you planned. There will be extra things. There will be
Exactly.
changes, and we have a very rough planning, which allows us, to adjust.
Yeah, and you guys have talked about it greatly, and today you've given us more than enough details we could ask for, expanding upon your white paper. Because I mean, going through the white paper itself gives great detail, but it also leaves a little bit room for wanting a little bit more meat. So I'm glad we were able to get together today and really talk about these finer and more broad points of the project.
I'm glad to be on. Thank you very much today.
Yeah. So I know we talked about regulations, and we talked a little bit about audits and stuff in the project for projects who would want to be onboarding, maybe in that like checkmark system and other things. But we haven't actually mentioned audits for you guys itself. So this was posed in our community questions. I know that you guys have been audited. If you could maybe just give us a quick little run through on where you were audited, how that all worked out, when this was done, those kind of details there, just for those who are curious. I don't know if,
Hey, so Crypto Phoenix was audited, Fluffy, I think, right? Is that?
Yeah, Crypto Phoenix was audited. I can't even remember by who, because I want to say it was like TechRate or something like that about a year ago.
Perfect. And then so that was the CPHX token, right?
Yeah. Sorry, my memory lacks because we have so much going on.
No worries. We've covered a lot today too. So I know good stuff. So is there any possible audits or security partnerships or checks that you have for the actual Phoenix blockchain or Phoenix native token in itself?
It's completely based on gas, and we currently didn't change anything, so we're the same as any other EVM at this point.
Yeah.
So the same security measures or exploits or bugs that will pop on Ethereum, they would currently apply upon us as well. And but the benefit we have there, they are more likely to be exploited on a different network than ours currently. So we're watching all the other networks very closely. Also, the fact that Solana was halted, the Osmosis hack last week, and basically all these events there are pasted into our team chat, so that we think about it, how it can affect us. And if I say pasta, then Fluffy knows what I mean. And it's not about food.
I'm sure. Oh, that's good. You mean you got to have a watchful eye out, especially when you're not necessarily modeling after these other EVM chains, but when you know that you're in the same wheelhouse as in regards to susceptibilities. So it's good that you can monitor those, catch those, and then implement ways to adapt, because it's an adapt or die.
We use the pasta threat model.
Do you want to expand upon that a little bit, just for those listening and curious?
It's basically a company policy to assess risk and threats pre-hand and see how we could deal with them if they may occur. So we're actually thinking of scenarios that could hurt us in the future or could hurt other projects, and say, for example, if those would happen, how would we react? So we try to be prepared, and even if there would be issues or big dramas, that we can actually intervene and stop it or migrate it, and that's because we thought about it before, and hopefully that way prevent as much as possible.
No, definitely. Understand. So the pasta protocol, folks, you heard it. That'll be keeping the blockchain secure. Love to see it. So next, I'll just go to the next community questions. I want to round off this AMA because I know I've had you guys here for almost 2 hours now. I'm sure everyone wants to enjoy their Saturdays a little bit more. So we'll round off here momentarily. So I just want to mention another question posed by the chat. So it comes into tie with non-crypto users and how you mainly want to try to attract to them. I imagine that with the projects that become onboarding on Phoenix, they'll be doing a lot of the attracting onto the non-user space, because that's part of a project's job, is to attract non-crypto users. But is there anything special or specific that you feel will stand out to the non-crypto space that's offered within the Phoenix blockchain?
Well, we definitely want to keep some of the user-friendly aspects, like, the DEX and stuff that people are used to using. But for non-crypto users that are new into crypto, we definitely want to be able to integrate a lot of our companies to make it more user-friendly for people that don't have experience per se. Same thing with like trying to swap one token for another token, for a coin, etc., etc. You're having to jump through a lot of hoops just to get Phoenix, for example. So making it as simple as possible for everybody is definitely on our to-do list and always at the forefront of every one of our decisions.
As it should be. Love that. Perfect. I think everyone will be more than satisfied with that is the answer. So one last final question, I believe, would just be about future partnerships. But you've talked a lot about your current partnerships, and the ones that you have in the pipeline are going to be, I think, revealed through your own means and your own chats in your own time, as you do for your things. So I would recommend anyone who's interested about those rollouts to maybe join in your weekly podcast. Can you give us a little timeline about your weekly podcast, when that happens, where that takes place?
Yeah, it's I know for me it's Mondays at 1 p.m. I don't know what
So
it is UTC.
You're 4 hours behind UTC, so that'd be you said 1 p.m. So 5 p.m.
It's 6
p.m.
UTC
6 p.m.
because he's on Central.
Perfect. Oh, he's Central. Got it. There you go. 6 p.m. UTC, so 1800 UTC every Monday, you said?
That's
every
correct.
Monday.
And is this in your Telegram chat or your YouTube, your Twitch, your Discord? Where's this held?
Our Telegram, we do record it and upload it to YouTube as well. And there's any attendees can also sign up to get a free NFT with every show.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Always seems the Phoenix team's willing to give and provide for those who are willing to join and partake. I love that. So I think that fairly much wraps up my questions. I had a couple more questions that people asked about NFT or the game, about maybe preventing Telegram cheating for bots and stuff like that, and how you guys combat that. So I don't know if you want to mention that really briefly, but if not, we can wrap up the community section of this AMA.
Yeah, we have spam filters in place, so cheating isn't possible.
I figured, yeah, you got the Calzi bots, you verified
Yeah,
it.
I wrote 7 lines of code, which basically filters out any spam on the Airdrop bots, and with the Telegram games, even if you get multiple accounts, then you can only play at the same time. So on your own account, you could play 24 hours a day. So yeah, it'd be kind of useless to get multiple accounts.
Perfect. That's all we needed to hear about that. That gives you the security and the Telegram safety that we all wanted. So I want to pass the mic off over to you guys, Spazatron, Hyperion, Rob, or Dustin, if you feel like chiming in as well. for our Michael as well. We got all the guests today. Everyone came in full force. So if you guys have anything you want to add before we head off to our raffle section for the prizes for today's AMA attendees, we'll go into that because I know we've gone a bit over our time today. So the floor is your guys, please.
Yeah,
I think the only. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, no, so just to kind of put everything into perspective, for those that do know who the Chronic Cats are and what we're about, we consider ourselves leading the movement for education and global adoption of blockchain tech, and the Phoenix blockchain lies so far in line with our ideals that that's going to be the home base for our Meditech. The onboarding is going to be made easier through Phoenix. One of our primary functions in Chronic Cats is to onboard the general public to remove the misconceptions about blockchain and bring them into the space. What we've been doing every Saturday night, we have what's called Saturday Night Live. We onboard brand new Web3 artists, people that have never been in the space before. Our routine is we bring them into the Discord, they play, we give them an airdrop of Phoenix, and we tell them about how the Phoenix blockchain can actually help increase their profitability and their rights towards their IP, overall just better their conditions as a recording artist. And that's something that is not going to stop anytime soon, and it's actually getting more and more popular. So the biggest thing we're adding to this, and I think is going to speak for the Phoenix blockchain, is the fact that Web3 music recording artists are looking towards it. They see that there's a change and that there's actual opportunity, and they're very excited about it, and they're doing that through us. And I just wanted to point that out. That's, you get people that are used to being controlled and only getting a portion, looking towards a blockchain, hungry for it. That's a really good sign.
Agreed. No, that's awesome. I'm glad to have a little bit more expansion upon that too, about your kind of operations on how you inform the community members who come in, or the new investors who come in as well. So that's perfect. Does anyone else have anything else they want to add before we?
I kind of wanted to just say, if you can you hear me? I'm driving now, so
You're good. Yeah, I know you mentioned you had somewhere to be.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say, if anyone is like, hey, I want to be a part of Phoenix, but I don't know if I want to invest right now. The easiest way.
Fluffy.
Hello?
Oh, look at that.
Rob on camera.
It's Papa Rob.
Oh, wow. Okay, now we can see Rob in person. I just wanted to say that like I mentioned earlier, we're in 60 different telegrams. If you just go into our main telegram or any other telegram, you can register your Ethereum address. There's different instructions of how to view your Phoenix, but you can actively join the Phoenix group in general just by coming in and talking to us and, earning Phoenix, earning NFTs if you're not ready maybe as an investor per se, but you want to just get involved. So just wanted to say that.
And I already know that question's coming up from the community. Are Rob and Fluffy related? No, we're not.
They're the same person. They're just different timelines.
Love that. Well, thank you, Hyperion, for that as well. I'm sure those listening and interested will reach out. Does anyone else have anything they want to say? No? Perfect. All right, so it seems like we've gotten through it. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. What we're going to be doing now is we're going to be going into our raffle section, but what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to close the recording just so that way it's a nice, clear, concise video that I can give to the Phoenix blockchain team, so they don't have to have a raffle stuck in their video, which I'm sure they don't need. But for those listening still, we're going to be having a raffle for all the qualified questions that came into chat, and for those who followed the Twitters accordingly, I believe. So that's going to be 2 raffles of our mystery NFT card for our project of Tayarra, and 2 50 Phoenix token prizes at a 50 BUSD evaluation of Phoenix. So it's $100 of Phoenix for 2 winners, and a mystery card for 2 winners as well. So we're going to be doing that, folks. If the Phoenix blockchain team wants to hang around for that as well, they're more than welcome to. We always love to have people here join us for that. But if you guys want to head out, I know it's Saturday. I know we've been here for about 2 hours already. So if you guys want to ship off and set sail, we'll let you cast away.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much, guys.
And good luck to the community.
Where the property line is that thing.
I think we got Hyperion's mic on. But that was perfect, guys. Thank you so much again for attending. Spazatron, Fluffy, Rob, Dustin, Michael, Hyperion. It's been an absolute pleasure. You guys have been absolute killer. I think we've gotten amazing overview of the project on where it's been, where it is, and where it's going. So I think we're going to see a nice influx of interest on both parties. So thank you again for attending us today. And I hope to see you soon in both your chats and ours. Thank you, folks.
Thanks, guys.
See you, everybody.